Hey everybody, making a video today on something that I wanted to talk about a couple months ago when I originally read this story. I just kind of forgot about it, but I found it pretty interesting. I'm always interested to see or to read about how the Egyptians explored consciousness and the soul and all aspects of that. And I always enjoy reading something new in that field. And this is from ancientorigins.net. And this is called the Egyptian Dream Book. And it seems the Egyptians actually had a book that told you how to interpret dreams. I'm just going to read. It says, "Do you believe that dreams can foretell the future? If you do, then you are not alone. The divination of dreams, or oniromancy as it is called, has its roots in the ancient world. For instance, in the book of Genesis, Joseph, the son of the Jewish patriarch Jacob, had the ability to divine the future based on dreams. According to the Bible, this ability allowed Joseph to interpret Pharaoh's dream, which foretold of a 7-year famine. This enabled Egypt to avoid this disaster and contributed to Joseph's meteoric rise in the Egyptian hierarchy. The Bible is not the only ancient literary source that records the interpretation of dreams. The Egyptians had a dream book which set on the meaning of many different types of dreams." It says the Egyptian dream book is preserved in the form of papyrus. The papyrus was found in the ancient Egyptians' worker village of Deir el-Medina near the Valley of the Kings. This papyrus has been dated to the early reign of Ramses II, around 1279 to 1213 BC, somewhere in that area. Each page of the papyrus begins with a vertical column of signs which translates, "If a man sees himself in a dream," and then in each horizontal line that follows, a dream is described and the diagnosis, good or bad, as well as the interpretation is provided. Thus, as an example, if a man sees himself in a dream looking out of a window, good. It means the hearing of his cry. The good dreams are listed first, followed by the bad ones, written in red, by the way, as if it was the color of bad omens. Around 108 dreams, which describe 78 activities and emotions, are recorded in the dream book. These activities may be said to be things commonly undertaken by the average person. Most of these activities deal with some form of sight or seeing. The second largest category deals with eating and drinking, and a few more deal with receiving and copulating. The papyrus probably had several owners before being finally being deposited in Deir el-Medina. Although it is unclear who its original owner was, some of its owners can be traced through their names on the papyrus. For instance, we know that the scribe, oh boy, this is a tough name, Qenehir-Khefshef, once owned this papyrus, since he copied a poem about the Battle of Kadesh, which took place during Ramses II's reign. There is also a few other names on the papyrus, and it says, another interesting thing about the dream book is that it is one part of an archive. In addition to the papyrus, there were a variety of papyri which dealt with literary, magical, and documentary works. As the dream book has demonstrated, this was an heirloom that was handed down from one generation to the next. It is interesting to consider whether the dream book was regarded by the ancient Egyptians as a piece of serious or a popular piece of writing. After all, if archaeologists of the future were to discover newspaper clippings of a daily horoscope without the knowledge of the social context of our age, they would probably be equally unsure as to whether these predictions were meant to be taken seriously or not. Obviously, how serious a reader takes these predictions would be a whole different matter that could be explored as well. Nevertheless, the Egyptian Dream Book is a fascinating piece of work which shows one of the beliefs, be it serious or not, held by the ancient Egyptians. Moreover, the value placed by the ancient Egyptians on knowledge can also be seen, as this papyrus was passed down from one generation to another as an heirloom. So I just thought that was very fascinating. The Egyptians were exploring dreams and actually had a dream book. They were incredible investigators of consciousness and the soul, and I just think this is one more proof of that. Hope you thought this was cool. Have a nice day.